Hey guys, what is up? Liru the Lance Corporal here. I'm here to talk about the changes to the Tier 0 mission file as well as some immediate changes to the Malden CSET campaign mission file. First what I want to talk about is the new spawn base. The carrier will come and go as we need it for ops, but otherwise the Moray Island will be our main spawn point. We took that last week. As you can see, there's quite an assortment of vehicles and watercraft. The only things that you'll be able to use every week, so you choose, are the speedboats, SDVs, orcas, and Tarus. I've also been putting a few custom textures since we're supposed to be the elites. Though sometimes I don't think that way. But otherwise, things like the cash jets and the VTOL and the Kajman, they'll be tied to a respawn script just like all the other vehicles, but they will be locked unless I unlock them, deeming that they're necessary for the mission, especially after seeing last week with the third mission, Operation Severance, a bunch of VTOLs going willy-nilly for cash strikes. That's not going to be tolerated ever again. That was stupid, and that should have never happened. But other than that, this is what our spawn base is looking. Respawn position will be here. And, we just have to add in all the custom scripts and whatnot. Now let's talk about the units. First things first, for all Tier 0 ops going forward, we are downsizing from 60 to 50 players. That is to help in organizational purposes, but also mainly for the server frames. We're still getting some complaints. I've been tracking as best I can, but honestly the best way to downscale everything is to have less people. That way I've got less things I need to balance against these people. So, less stuff will be spawned, smaller AOs can be established, and, more people, just the quality of ops will be heightened. So, looking at what units we have right here, as you can see, there's some welcome changes that people have been asking for and hoping for. But main thing is squad sizes have been moved down from 10 to 8. We still have an Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Ghost, pilots in the command structure. But let's go over what we have right here. So Alpha Squad is mainly a weapon squad. They've got a sharpshooter and they've got an MG role. Every squad has 2 medical roles, and, that's to help keep people going and keep people alive. Reminder, the medical system is the base vanilla system, which means that if you take enough damage while downed, you'll be quote-unquote executed, and you'll have to respawn and fly in, reinsert Vic. And that's also to give pilots an additional thing to do, as well as providing CAS. Bravo Squad, the only thing of importance is they are a rifle squad, but they have a Titan AT weapon. Last week I saw way too many misfires with the Titan, so I'm going to restrict it a bit so that, the quality of the Titan use will be better. But otherwise, most squads will also still, actually every squad should still have an RPG, so they can still be effective against tank threats. Charlie is basically just a standard rifle squad. They're kind of the fill-in squad. Wherever they need, the commander will need a dedicated rifle team. That's where they'll go. Echo, same thing as Bravo, only their AT weapon is an AA Titan, so it's an AA weapon. Also to note for Bravo and Delta, they do have assistant AT and AA roles. Here's the assistant AA specialist. And for Bravo, here's the assistant AT specialist. And that's just to give the AT and AA specialists additional missiles to use. Now we're going to get into the squad that everyone's going to want to fucking play. Echo. Echo has been refitted to be a recon squad. As you can see, they are highly equipped for the role. Also, Echo is going to have a UAV operator that'll help the commander do recon. Ghost Squad, they are now also pretty much the same. Snipers, put them on a hill, they'll kill everything they see. Pilots, we've got 1 fighter pilot, 3 regular pilots. Pilots are also set to engineers, same as the squad leads, by the way, because we downsized a bit, we had to make changes. So as you can see on that third line, Charlie squad lead, and then in parentheses, engineer plus tier 1 restricted. We'll also talk about that in a second. And then we have our commander role, and then the Zeus role. So whoever the commander is, and then myself will be as Zeus. So let's also talk about some additional changes we've made. Mainly with this little thing you see right here, Tier 1 restricted. It's come to my attention that it might not be the best idea to let Tier 0s coming in to play specific roles, because they might not be well equipped to do so. That was mainly seen with last week, so I have decided to start whitelisting a few of these slots. So all squad leaders are Tier 1 restricted now. I don't want to see any Tier 0s in the squad leader slots. If you want to be a squad lead as a Tier 0, come in, play for a week, and then you get your Tier 1, then boom, you can play it next week. We don't see any more restrictions until we get to Echo, which are the Vipers. JTAC and the UAV operator are also restricted to Tier 1. This is because JTAC, you need to know what the fuck you're doing. You need to call in your 5 lines, your 9 lines, etc. Honestly, this should be Tier 2 restricted, but I'm going to keep it as Tier 1 for now because the only people that should be stepping up to take this role should know how to coordinate with CAS effectively. And then our UAV operator, obviously, I don't want to see a Tier 0 flying UAV because there's some additional features you need to know about UAVs to pilot it effectively. Because if it's flying too low and my guys shoot it down, your op will go from a spec op to an all-out war zone. I've done it in the past, and I will do it again. No more restrictions seen until pilots, and these guys are actually whitelisted, so good luck if you're trying to get in there. And then Commander, Tier 2 restricted, obvious reasons, need to know how the fuck to coordinate this stuff. Other than that, the only additional change we're making is we are limiting the amount of Tier 0s we're going to see on the Tier 0 op, which sounds a bit ironic, but if we have too many new people coming into an op that may or may not know what they're doing, the consequences might be not that good for the campaign. The limitation isn't that bad, though. It's 15 Tier 0s. And to put this into perspective, the only time we've had more than 15 Tier 0s show up is last week, and we've been doing this for months. Normally, we get around, I want to say, 8 to 12 Tier 0s in a week, so that restriction actually should not affect us that much in the long run. I think it's just because they saw Malden, and it was the aftermath of me putting up a bunch of highlight videos that week. That's why we had an influx of about, I want to say, 20 Tier 0s, and we had about 18 on each server, but you could see the difference in some stuff, especially for some of the guys that were brand new, all put up in a squad, and it wasn't that good. But hey, hopefully these changes will help increase the quality of the ops. If you have any questions regarding this stuff, please let me know, and I will answer them in the comments below. Otherwise, this is what we're going to go with, and this also, with these changes in the server, this also brings back the idea of using Tanoa in a later campaign because of how we're trying to downsize everything to increase frames and decrease the possibility of server crashes. So this is all I got, guys. Hopefully I will see you this Friday, and we will continue on with the campaign. One more thing I'd like to publicly say in response to the limiting of the influx of Tier 0s. This doesn't really affect how you can join the community because we've had an underhand method for Tier 0s to join into the community, and I'm going to now publicly say it. If you join a tier, or it's not even a tier, if you join a training session in our community that's hosted by Billman, mainly it should be Billman's, but Sniper Wolf, what's that? If you attend those and they check off on you, you can get your Tier 1 promotion right then and there. You can also possibly get a qualification that you need to get from Tier 1 to Tier 2. So that's a way you can really just, power through the level system so you can play as many ops as you want, because mainly Tier 1s are the guys that get the most ops out of it, and Tier 1's the general rank. But hey, if you're looking to join this community, instead of just playing ops like these, I'd recommend doing that, and then you can come in as a Tier 1 and play these ops, and then you don't have to worry about any restrictions, really. So that's all I gotta say. Again, any comments or questions, shoot them in the comment section below, and I'll answer. Also, by now, if you're wondering about the schedule for those trainings, it should be up in my Twitch page by now. Just look up LCPL Liru. I should easily come up. There should be a button or a hyperlink URL or whatever the fuck that says training. Just click it, and then boom, you'll have the entire list of my ops and the training ops and, a few other people's ops that go on within TSB. But anyway, guys, I think I've taken enough of your time for today talking about a boring Tier 0 mission template and some changes. So, thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally, and take care.